everybody, welcome to HTK Presents Mom Tag. I am so excited to do this for you guys. I cannot wait. I'm not gonna waste a whole lot of time, but I am Jen. This is our family's second channel. We also are daily vloggers over on HTK Vlogs, so I'll put the link right up here. I made up the questions for this tag video. I looked at what questions were out there and I kind of mixed and matched and came up with some of my own. And I made up a list of 10 questions that if I were watching, I would want to see other moms answer. So that is what I chose to do. I did not pre-plan my answers. Now, there were some, as I was writing the questions down, I kind of thought, oh, I might say that, or oh, I might say that. But I did my best to not think about it. And as soon as I got the questions ready, I got around and started filming. So this is as spontaneous as I can make it, and I hope you enjoy. The very first question I have for the mom tag is, how many kids do you have, and how old were you when you had them? So I have 3 kids. I was 21 when I had our son Hayden. I was 23 when we had Tara, and I was 25 when I had Kaylee. Next question is, what are your kids' names and what are their ages? So our son is Hayden Carson and he is 12. He'll be 13 in February, which is so scary to me that I will have a teenager. Our daughters are Tara Megan, and Tara is 10. She will be 11 very shortly. Her birthday is coming up in September. And then our youngest, our baby, is Kaylee Jordan, and she will be 9 in August. She's 8 right now. Okay, what would their names have been had they been born a different gender? If Hayden would have been a girl, he would have been Tara Megan. We loved the name so much that when Tara was born, we just kept it. Had Tara been a boy, she would have been Sawyer J. Now that's still kind of, J was probably going to be the middle name, but we weren't 100%, but we found out, what she was at 20 weeks, so we didn't continue that discussion. But at that point in time, her name would have been Sawyer J. Kaylee, she was very, very hard to name because we were so set on a boy's name that it took us up until just a few weeks before she was born to settle on a girl's name. But Kaylee would have been Wesley Scott. If I were to ever have another baby, which I won't, but if I did and it was a boy, we would reuse Wesley Scott. Okay, the next question is, name a favorite memory for each child. So let me think. Probably one of my favorite memories for Hayden is because he was my first baby and it was just him and I for a while. I was a stay-at-home mom, Will was working. We had a lot of one-on-one time, lots and lots of just he and I snuggling. And I think that is probably my favorite memory of Hayden when he was younger, is just having that new baby time with him. Because when the girls came along, I had a toddler, or 2 toddlers. It was really, really special to have just that time with him, and I hold on to that memory very strongly. Now for Tara, my favorite memory with Tara is probably how wild she was as a baby. That girl got into everything. She every single morning would get up and pull all of the clothes out of her drawer. Every single day. And she did stuff like that all the time. Kaylee was pretty darn wild too, but Tara, she just had this look in her eye and this streak about her, and she didn't care. She just made her messes. Kaylee, one of my favorite memories of Kaylee is so easy. My favorite memory of Kaylee is, first, to set it up, she could not grow hair. She has long, beautiful curly hair now, but she was bald until she was 3 years old. Like, she just had the baby fuzz. So she was so jealous because Tara, on the other hand, has very thick, beautiful hair. She has always had hair, so Kaylee was always very jealous of it, and Kaylee would almost every single day go to the kitchen, open up the kitchen towel cupboard, and get a dishcloth put it on her head, and walk around all day telling me that was her hair. What is the best thing about being a parent? The best thing for me about being a parent is getting to watch the kids grow. Getting to watch them enter a new stage, figure it out, get to experience all the funny things about that stage, all the frustrating things about that stage, and all the sweet things about that stage. And then, before you know it, poof, that stage is gone and all you have is the memory. But you get a new stage. And I always say that I have enjoyed every single stage my kids have been through. Every single one. They all hold very precious memories to me, and as sad as it is to not have babies anymore and to see that time be gone, and as sad as it will be once my kids aren't kids anymore and they're more teenagers, that will be sad as well, but it's always very fun to welcome the new stage and see how they handle it and what happens and how they grow. Now, what is the worst thing about being a parent? I would say the worst thing about being a parent is the worry. Just the constant state of fear that you live in. I mean, it's not always like way up here. It is at times, but it's always in the undertone. It's always in the background. You're constantly worried about your kids, and I know that that would never change even when they're 40 years old. I will always be worried about my kids. So I say that's the worst thing about being a parent. Okay, this next one is tell about a time that you felt like Supermom. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like every single day I'm Supermom because I am constantly juggling all these kids and all these things that we have to do. Tell about a parenting fail. I would have had a really hard time answering this question a while ago, but just recently, and I can guarantee if I had Will in this video, he would agree, Will and I failed very badly as parents. At our town's middle school, if you earn honor roll for the entire year, you earn a trip to Cedar Point, and there are teacher chaperones, and they get to spend 12 hours at Cedar Point, which is in a big amusement park, and then they come home on the buses and you pick them back up. We got the notification in the mail that Hayden had earned honor roll all year. He would be receiving an award at the awards ceremony, and included in that mailing was the permission slip to go to Cedar Point. And Will and I said no. We were not comfortable with that, and maybe when he was in 7th or 8th grade, if he earned honor roll again, he could do it, but in 6th grade, or at the end of 6th grade, no, he could not do it. And a couple weeks went by, and Hayden approached me. It was the weekend before the trip was on a Tuesday, and Hayden approached me and said, "You never listened to me. I have known about this trip since the beginning of the year, and I worked very hard to earn the grades so that I could go on this trip. Why didn't you give me a chance to say my side of it? And why did you and Daddy just say no?" And I talked to Will, and we both felt like the worst parents in the world. He was right, hadn't listened to him. We were looking at him as a little kid, and he is no longer a little kid. He is maturing, and he did have the work ethic to earn that trip. So why would he not be responsible enough to handle a day at an amusement park without us? So we changed our mind. We said, yep, you can go. I pulled back out that paper because for some reason I had kept it, which was surprising, and we had missed the deadline. I called the school the next Monday. The trip was on Tuesday. I said, is there any way possible we can get him on this trip? And they said no. So they had a hard and fast rule on that deadline, and Hayden didn't get to go. And it broke all of our hearts. What do you hope your kids remember most about you when they are adults? I hope that my kids remember how much I fought for them. I mean, I'm not going to go all crazy, Mom, like with the situation with Hayden. I wasn't going to go in there demanding. I mean, I accepted it. It was my mistake, and we let it go. But when the situation calls for it, I will fight for them, and I always have their backs, and I will always be on their side. Okay, last question. What is the biggest life lesson you want to teach your children? There's so many, of course, but I think what I have struggled the most with becoming an adult is not worrying about what others think about you. You can't control what they think about you. It is not worth the heartache and the stress in worrying what others think about you. You be you. Will saw this, I don't know where, one time, but he told me something, and it said, "It is none of your business what other people think about you." And that makes total sense. Who cares? I don't want to know, and I don't care. I am going to live my best life, and I want my children to know that they should live their best life and don't worry about what other people think. You're gonna spend so much time worrying about what others are thinking about you and worry that they're judging you, and chances are they're not. Chances are you are nowhere near their radar because they're too busy worried about what you're thinking about them. So I want my kids to grow up just not worrying about it. Just be your best self. Do what makes you happy. Do the things that you like to do, and even if it's not what everybody else likes to do, it doesn't matter. Just always make sure that you are making yourself happy and you're gonna live a very, very happy life. That's the end of the questions. Since this is a tag video, I am going to tag 3 other mommies. I'm actually gonna tag 4. But I think that if you are tagged and you film this video, 3 would be perfectly fine. Let's get to it. Who am I going to tag? Number 1, Tabitha from the Healthy Hippie family. She also has her own channel, The Healthy Hippie Mama. I'm also going to tag Lauren from the Gamps, and Kevin, I'm pretty sure if you want to do the video too, you are more than welcome. This can go for both moms and dads. Number 3, I am tagging Lisa from the Spaldo fam. She also has a mom channel. It's called Mommy Mom Days. And then the last bonus tag, who I cannot forget, I have to include on this video because they have showed us so much love and support, that would be Katie and Brian from the Lajwees. They are fantastic and I have loved getting to know them. So Katie, you're really tagged, but of course, same thing I said about Kevin, Brian, you can do it too. If you are tagged and you make a video, let me know that you've done it. Make sure that you link me in your description and maybe give me a little shout out at the beginning of the video or at the end. I will also add you to the playlist that is going to be on this channel so that anybody who does this mommy tag or just wants to watch it can watch all of our videos in one place. Make sure that when you end your tag video, you tag 3 more mommies or parents, it doesn't really matter, and hopefully they will then make the video. Let them know as well to include my channel in the description and to let me know that they have done the video, and I will add them to the playlist, and so on and so on and so on, and hopefully we can get a whole community of mommies sharing their stories and learning from each other and learning about each other, which is really the most exciting part about this. So we will see you back on this channel on Friday for another great video. But in the meantime, make sure you go to our vlog channel and you can see us every single day because we do daily vlogs over on HTK Vlogs. Please like this video, comment, share, don't forget to subscribe, and if you were tagged, please make sure to let me know when your video is up. And if you weren't tagged but you want to do this mommy tag, the questions will be linked down in the description. You can still do the video and let me know about it, and I'll put you in the playlist. So we will see you next time. Bye. I want to eat breakfast, but I don't like to make it. Like, I don't want to have to mess around with anything, so I don't eat breakfast, like, ever.